All right, welcome back to the Iron Shepherds podcast. I'm delighted to have my guest here today, Vincent Edigin. I think I got it right
Awesome.
that time.
Yep.
Vince, how are you today?
I'm fine. And yourself, Chris
Yeah,
Januzzi,
doing well, thanks.
correct?
So, Vincent, you're the first podcast member from outside the U.S. for me. You're joining us
Awesome.
from Nigeria today. It's pretty awesome.
Great, great. I'm happy to be first.
So, tell us your company. Do you pronounce it Green Bee? How is
Yeah.
that?
GreenBii, correct.
Green Bee.
You're really good. The first time, you're always very good. Don't doubt yourself.
So tell us a little bit about what you do and how you make money.
So, right into it, GreenBii, we are helping curb the challenges that comes with having multiple software, signing up on multiple websites as a business. So we're saying, okay, you know what, we'll do the job, we'll do the hard work, we'll create the best business tools, business softwares for you in one place, and you just need one account, sign in, and you can access everything. We also go further to help you bundle them up. So for your industry, you may have a hard time deciding, oh, what's 2, 3 softwares to use, but once we bundle it up for you, and you say that, oh, that's my industry, that's real estate, oh, that's education, that's retail, you just take the entire bundle and you utilize it. So
So
yeah,
what are the industries you serve?
so we're expanding, we're growing. Currently, we serve retail, education, and real estate.
Gotcha. And is that across Africa or are you international? How is the
We're really focused on Africa, right? We're really focused on Africa from Nigeria outwards to Africa. That's what the niche or the area, the region we want to serve.
so tell me a little bit about that from let's just pick retail as an example. What does retail look like in Africa? Is it similar to here, large corporations kind of controlling the different chains or are there franchises or how does that go?
Yeah, so it's a bit different, right? There's not that franchise playbook so much, right? It is really granular. So you have a lot of retail outlets in residential areas. You have less malls. There are not a lot of malls, big malls, just broken down into small retail outlets here and there. So before you walk 500 meters, 1 kilometer, you find a retail outlet, you find what you need, you walk on, you find what you need. So that's how retail works. It's trickled down from the retail of products that are manufactured locally. It's easy. Most times the manufacturers themselves are also retailing these products, right? But once they expand and they grow, then they have people they supply to, and then they just don't deliver to them. Then for other FMCGs, for fast moving consumer goods and other stuff like Dangote products, right? They get it from warehouses. So warehouses is now located in the central areas of town, and then these various retail businesses go out, pick up a bus load, a truckload, and then they sell it.
Gotcha. So does your typical customer own multiple retail outlets or do they typically own just one or how is that?
So our platform is really built for people to start small and grow, right? So if you're a small retail outlet, you can find the tools that you need, right? Or a variation, a tier of the tool that you need. But if you're also having multiple outlets, multiple branch, a bit bigger, you can also now find the tier of the tools that you need on the same platform, right? If you are a solo entrepreneur, it's just you, right? You can start, you're fine. But as soon as you have an employee and you start to expand your team, it works for you too. We have role management and it's integrated across all applications. So you're using 5 applications by yourself, but now you have a team of 3 people, and then you start to delegate and say, oh, you're going to handle supply chain while you handle customer service. Now those 5 softwares, you now say, oh, you handle Chris, you're going to handle 2 softwares. I handled 1 and Jane handles 3. And effectively, everybody has permissions on those softwares.
And so these different platforms that you implement, yeah, you didn't write them yourself, right? Those are you've selected from the industry various platforms and said these are the ones that we're going to help businesses use. Is that correct?
Yeah. So we have in-house softwares that we build ourselves, right? And we also
Oh,
have third-party softwares. So it's a mixture of both. Some we build ourselves and some third-party softwares that we've perform integration, but it must be properly integrated. We don't just list. There's a platform, I think Cladera, it just lists it. As long as it's on the internet, it helps you list it and put it together. So that's not the model we're using. We have to have a conversation. Chris, I love what you're doing with this software. I want you to be on our platform, right? And then we throw out our SDKs and APIs and you're able to integrate properly because it has to be intelligent. It has to function together to serve the business better.
So you add value for your customer by maintaining those integrations as those platforms upgrade and add new features. You're managing that. Yeah. Cool. How long
Exactly.
you been doing this?
We started out 2022.
Okay.
2022, this product about 2022. That was when we wrote the first line of code for it. And then really got popping the 2023. Yeah, here we are.
That's great. You're what else? Almost 10 months through 2025. Was when you started the year or last, say November, December, when you were planning what 2025 was going to look like, how close were you to your goals or your expectations?
Hey, Chris, let me switch for you. Hi, Chris. There was a bit of network glitch. Are you back? All right. It's like you're back.
Yeah, I think so. Did you
Yeah.
hear my last question?
You have a dog.
Sorry about that. That's
Oh, I
part of the
see.
name of Iron Shepherds. Yeah, one of them just
Okay.
ran past.
That was huge, man. That's good.
Yeah, those are the Iron Shepherds.
I'll put up my backup internet in case.
Gotcha. So before I lost you there, I asked about how when you were planning, say, at the end of last year, and you said, "Hey, this is what we want. These are the goals that we have for 2025." Now you're 10 months of the way through. How are you performing against what you wanted to do?
I mean, we're not where we want to be exactly, but we are farther than where we started. Of course, there's been some progress. We are really aligning ourselves with preparing ourselves with what the future of conducting business would look like. So it has to be a more intelligent platform. So there's preparing ourselves to perform more integrations, more AI assisted actions, right, inside the platform. So we are now even preparing to launch our 2.0, right? And 2.0 is going to have there's going to be a more intelligent platform. There's going to be better integrations, right? There's going to be recommendations. There's going to be AI assisted actions for the businesses. And then there's going to be better reporting, more data for the business health. We just want to let the business know what they're doing. Should they continue that way? Should they change their playbook? What are more businesses doing these days? You can't just be in the dark. You can continue doing the same thing and expect different results. So those are the insights that we want to provide more on the dashboard of businesses. So we've really done some groundwork behind the scenes. I'm excited to see how people will interact with these features when we launch it.
So is it safe to say that these past couple of years have been really more product focused rather than really aggressively going to market with, let's get as many customers as we can? Is that you're kind of doing a crawl, run, walk sort of, or
Yeah,
crawl, walk,
yeah,
run sort of thing?
yeah. Core work one. That's right. That's right. Product focus, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then as you go into 2026 and you start thinking about what's ahead, what's going to be, are you going to market harder? Do you have a certain amount of clients you want to sign by the end of the year? Or how are you going to gauge success next December?
Yeah. Absolutely. And I hope we'll be able to touch base again and tell you, hey, Chris, look at where we are. 2026 is really going to be more about distribution, right? Because GreenBii in itself is like a distribution platform, especially from the perspective of those third-party solution providers. So we are going to focus more on distribution. How are we going to adopt mass users and sustain them and all that? So, but it's looking very good because there's been some public-private partnerships in the pipeline, and it's going to have us serve millions of SMEs by next year. So they will serve millions of SMEs, and the platform is going to sell itself with what we have, the strategies we have on ground, and how we've worked the product out to be. So it's going to really sell itself, and those pipeline deals we have is really going to have some impact. It's going to get to a point where if you're not using um a solution on GreenBii, if you're not using GreenBii to organize one or two things, it's going to be like you're left out. Yeah.
Wow. So how do you get the word out to people that this is the best solution you have? How are you prospecting and getting the word?
Yeah. So we're doing from below, middle, and up. Right. I say that because in granular terms, we'll be having small meetings with businesses in their areas because, we're very communal over here in Africa. So we'll be using regions like smaller catchments, speak to businesses in that area, teach them, right? Show them how to do business better. Not hard sell, just subtle selling the product, but just teaching them how to do business better, why they should pay attention to the customers, why they should maintain customer records, why they should keep in touch with their customers, why they should have a proper front desk person that can provide great customer or better customer experience. Those kind of things that are the intangible things that move businesses. Will be focusing on that. Then on the mid level, we'll be doing like GrowthCon seminars, right, and trade fairs. Right. So we're going to do trade fairs in industry by industry and say, hey, we're doing trade fairs for our Greek businesses. Now it's time to find out what products are being grown. A lot of people didn't know that we had a large production of shea butter seeds in Nigeria. They didn't know that. So we're going to expose them and say, oh, what are people producing locally and how can you take advantage of it? If you have even a small processing plant, who do you want to speak to? Right? We're going to do all that trade fairs a lot. Yeah, basically those things and regular market strategies. And we also want to use content marketing as a strategy too. I mean, getting on YouTube, creating a mini series that talks about a life of maybe just a few characters. I talk about a life of entrepreneurs, how they interact with their community, how they interact with business, and it's also find subtle ways to chip in what GreenBii does for that character or for the other character. Yeah, we're going to just do that. So that's our plans.
So it's interesting. I'd love to get your perspective on the trade shows. I've been going back and doing retail trade shows, especially since, oh gosh, probably 1991, 1992. Used to be that, you'd set up your booth there and people would walk by and they'd say, hey, what does Island Pacific actually do? Hey, well, come on into the booth. Let's talk about this. And,
Yeah.
those sorts of things. And right around, oh gosh, it was probably around 2000 or so. It kind of switched over to, if you didn't have an appointment with somebody, they weren't going to be coming by your booth. There were very, very few walk-ups, even to the point that, I spent 6 years with Oracle, and
Oh,
it
wow.
was even such a large, company like that. I had very few of the companies in my patch, walk up and say, hey, we'd like to speak to the sales rep from the West Coast of the United States, sort of thing. So how are the trade shows for you guys in Africa? Do you get a lot of walk-ups, or do you got to make a lot of appointments?
You get a lot of walk-ups, man. Are really popping. And it's funny how just a few people, I can count just a handful of influencers that's organize trade shows regularly throughout the year, and it's always full, packed full. People actually sell out during those trade shows and the rest things. Right. So it's a strategy that has just been there staring us in the face, and people are not using it, leaving it in the hands of influencers, doing all that, coming in as a business. There's the thing that we have to do better in Africa, in Nigeria. We have to have that top to bottom flow of industries when big corporations can really be involved in things like businesses, even entertainment. It's too disjointed. That's why we're not going that fast. So if you can handle that top to bottom and show them, oh, we're handling these trade shows, we have a plan, do it industry by industry. It will be better than some influencer just doing it for the gram and all that. That's what we want to really no this to the influencers doing those trade shows. But yeah, those people are not business oriented. It's just for the gram, for the lights and the rest thing. So I want to be involved in it. Even have participation from those people, incorporate them in what we're doing. It shows, I think it sells out a lot. My grandma was in business and she used to be part of trade shows right from way back the 90s. And I used to just join her to carry some of the goods. and put it out there, and we sell out to come back with empty bags most of the time.
Wow. So I think what I just heard is I'm as old as your grandma.
Oh man, you're fully young. You look really good. I don't know your age, but you look solid. You look like a UFC fighter.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Not gonna happen anytime in the rest of my life. That's funny though. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit. I think what I understood you saying is there's some influencers who at least are driving traffic to these shows, or are they putting these shows on? So is a big part of your business to kind of maintain relationships with these influencers?
Yes, one do that. Yeah, one do that. Absolutely.
And how is that? Is this something like you take them to dinner, or are you giving them a percentage of your sale, or how do you stay in good with these guys?
Oh well, I will take them to dinner first to discuss it. Right. It has to be, it has to be something that they have ownership in, not what will just be, I just pay you this amount. So it's going to be
Mhm.
some sort of royalties, commissions that they get as well. And a kind of a term, we do this for the next 4 years, 2 years involved together in planning and everything. Yeah.
Got it.
I participated in one trade show by a guy, and he was doing it for campus businesses and universities. And it was a great idea, trade shows, people pulled out, but just because he was a very popular guy in the school, and because he wanted to use that popularity to do a trade show, it was poorly organized. So the weather was crazy. Everything went haywire. People were like, I regret coming out here. So, but leveraging on that kind of person's popularity to attract those numbers was helping him to create a structure that will work for the trade show to be successful, and everyone is happy.
Got it. Got it. Interesting. So I want to circle back a little bit. Earlier, you mentioned how this version of the products you're incorporating AI into that, which obviously is the big thing that every company out there is like, how do I use AI in my own business? So
Yeah.
you're helping bring that to your customers. To what extent do you use any kind of AI tools to make your life easier
Personally, oh yeah,
for your business?
for my business. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We use AI a lot, but it has to be guided. I mean, I can't tell, because it's AI. I can't tell somebody in marketing to go use AI to create UI screens, right? But we've made sure that everybody on their desk, we've asked them, have you done research? What AI tool is going to make you perform faster and better and all that? So we do that a lot. And we always let them know that no, it's not like you put your leg up and just throw your pillows and say, okay, let the AI just handle everything. You have to review it. You have to be involved. And you see that when you are putting in these efforts in making sure that your prompts and everything is proper, you see that you're even doing like 30-40% of the work, right? But initially, AI makes it faster and more efficient. It's a thing. Every time I ask my people when they do something like AI tool are using, we've cut down turnaround times and say, so if something's going to take 5 days, like this should take you about 2 days. So what are you going to use to make it work for these 2 days? And we're able
Mm,
to, how do you want assistance, so that will tell you, recommend what AI tool to use. So it's very necessary, man. Right now, it's
mm,
like a policy thing across the company. And personally, I use AI. Matter of fact, I use the picture that I use different browsers for different aspects. So if for ChatGPT now, I have a specific browser that just knows about Vincent as a businessman. Then the other browser, the other account is just Vincent, my own personal life, and every other thing I want to just talk about and research about. So it doesn't mix it up.
right. So, I find that most of the people I speak with in the software world or in the systems world, they're trying their best to automate lead generation, getting new customers and getting people to talk to them, and also kind of go hand in hand, but a lot of content creation as well. Is that kind of what you were saying to the marketing people? Hey, you can't just fire it off into ChatGPT and come up with the marketing message. Is that?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's interesting. So are you having success with doing that? Or are you still finding your way around the whole AI world? You still thinking there's got to be better ways to do some of the stuff that we're doing?
Well, I mean, since I've gotten lots, like I said, turnaround times is better, right? But there's still the thing of region specific outcomes. We know that these things are what we want to call a coded bias. So if we don't still put a lot of what we know that's not out there, then even the AI would not know how to respond to our specific region specific, you know, prompts. You feel me? So we have to still do a
Yeah,
lot of work. Yeah, in Africa and Nigeria, we have to still do a lot of work ourselves and educate the machines about ourselves, about what is obtainable here. So it does not give us a generally obtainable response and all that.
gotcha. So you mentioned you're coaching up one AI on who Vincent is as a family man and everything. What's a fun thing we should know about you?
Oh well, I'll soon be a father. Right, that's one thing. Yeah, for the first time. So
Congratulations.
thank you so much. And even the AI knows that
Do you know
I'm
if you're
like,
having a boy or a girl?
uh, I will know soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I will know soon. I want to just keep that. But
Oh,
I'm praying for a
yeah.
girl. I want a girl. I do want a girl,
You
though.
want a girl.
I want a
Tell
girl.
me tell me about that. Why do you want a girl?
I want to go. I was raised by a single mom, and my
Mm,
sister was the firstborn. Girls are just better at managing homes first, right? So, and there's this sentiment towards that. You know, my uncle will tell me that if you don't have a daughter, you don't know what you're missing. So that's why.
that's great. That's great. Well, hey, I know you have a call coming up in a
Yeah.
little bit. Why don't we round this out? Tell the people out there, how do you get in touch with Vincent and GreenBii and what you can do for them?
Hi everyone. So it was great speaking to Chris. You can get in touch with me on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn as Vincent Edigin. I'm on Instagram as well. My website for the company is greenbii.com. Green, the color green, and BII. And you want to watch out what we're coming up with. It's going to be really interesting. Follow us on all social media. We are also not a boring company. We are also interesting. It's a great pleasure to be on this platform that's allowed me to be on.
Thanks. Hey, so you also mentioned I think that you have a YouTube channel, right? Is that correct?
Yes, so I personally had a YouTube channel at some point. I was pushing out content before YouTube became even very popular. So I want to dedicate it to business. I want to create a YouTube series, right? YouTube series, and it's entertaining, but it's also educative. It's also for marketing purpose as well. So I want to leverage on where people are found mostly. They always say your competition may not really be your competition is the attention of your customers. So where can you find them? Where would you find their eyeballs? So we want to be there as well and tell them it is what I will use a good story to tell them why game is important for their business, then to stick.
All right. Hey, well, terrific. This was really good talking. Just hang on one second when we stop the video. I'd love to just to wrap it up with you, but really appreciate all the insights. I love learning about the business you're doing in an area of the world that I know really nothing about. So it's very cool. So thanks. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.